More than 3,000 years ago, a tale of heroism, tragedy, and betrayal unfolded in an ancient land. A war that began with a golden apple and a Trojan prince would go on to shape the foundation of Western literature and thought. But how much of this story do we truly understand? Welcome to the untold story of the Trojan War, where myth meets history and legends come to life. The Trojan War is one of the central events in Greek mythology, immortalized in Homer's Iliad. Set during the late Bronze Age, this war is believed to have occurred near the key trade corridors of the Aegean Sea, making it as much about power and wealth as it was about love and honor. Troy, a city of immense strategic importance, stood as a beacon of civilization and wealth until the Greeks waged war upon it for 10 long years. At the heart of the Trojan War were extraordinary characters whose stories have been told for millennia. On the Greek side, there was the fearless warrior Achilles, the formidable son of the goddess Thetis, known for his unmatched bravery and infamous vulnerability, his heel. His prowess on the battlefield was legendary, yet he was also a man torn by his destiny and emotions. King Agamemnon, the powerful leader of the Greek armies, was driven by ambition and a desire for glory, yet constantly plagued by his own hubris and internal conflicts with his commanders, particularly Achilles. On the Trojan side, there was the honorable Hector, Troy's heroic prince, revered as a skilled warrior and devoted protector of his people, leading them with courage and wisdom. Alongside him was his brother Paris, the charming yet impulsive prince whose fateful choice to take Helen from Sparta unwittingly set the entire conflict into motion, sparking one of the most epic wars in mythological history. The war began not with swords and shields, but with a single act of mortal judgment that would ripple throughout history. The myth tells of a golden apple inscribed with the words, "To the fairest." This apple was thrown by Eris, the goddess of discord, during the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, a celebration to which she was not invited. The apple sowed discord among the goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, each claiming it as their own. To settle the dispute, the young Trojan prince Paris was chosen to decide who the fairest among them was. Each goddess attempted to sway Paris with promises. Hera offered power and kingship over all lands, Athena promised wisdom and skill in battle, and Aphrodite tempted him with the love of Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world. Succumbing to the allure of love, Paris awarded the apple to Aphrodite. In return, she ensured the love of Helen, who, unbeknownst to Paris, was already married to the Greek king Menelaus. This decision set off a chain of events leading to the infamous Trojan War, forever altering the course of history. This betrayal sparked an outrage among the Greeks, stirring a fierce desire for justice and vengeance. The news spread quickly across the land, and soon, an alliance of powerful kings and seasoned warriors, each with their own armies, was formed. They set sail with great determination and purpose to reclaim what was lost by force. Their ships, numbering in the hundreds, were laden with weapons and supplies ready to face any challenge that stood in their way. This formidable coalition was fueled by a shared resolve to restore honor and recover what had been unjustly taken from them. For 10 long years, the Greeks laid siege to the city of Troy. The conflict was relentless, with fierce battles raging day after day. Many heroes on both sides met their fate on the blood-soaked plains before the city's unyielding walls. Among the fallen were legendary figures like Achilles and Hector, whose tales of bravery and tragedy would echo through the ages. Yet, despite the Greeks' determination, Troy's walls held strong and defiant, seemingly impervious to every assault. Recognizing that brute force alone would not prevail, the Greeks resorted to cunning and deception. They constructed a giant wooden horse, an enormous structure that captured the imagination of all who beheld it. Claiming it as an offering of peace and surrender, they left the horse at Troy's gates and pretended to retreat. The Trojans, believing the war was finally over, brought the horse into their city as a trophy of victory, unaware of the danger that lay within. Hidden inside the hollow belly of the horse were Greek soldiers, handpicked for their bravery and skill. As night fell and the city of Troy celebrated what they thought was their triumph, these soldiers emerged silently from their wooden refuge. Under the cover of darkness, they stealthily made their way to the city's gates. With precision and speed, they opened the gates, allowing the full strength of the Greek army to pour inside. The Trojans, caught off guard and in the midst of revelry, were unable to mount an effective defense. The Greeks swiftly overran the city, and the long, grueling war ended in flames and destruction. The Trojan War didn't just shape the ancient world, it left an indelible mark on literature, art, and society for centuries. This legendary conflict, sparked by the abduction of Helen of Troy, inspired countless stories and has been a rich source of inspiration for writers and artists. Homer's epic poem, the Odyssey, follows the hero Odysseus as he embarks on his arduous journey home, facing numerous trials and tribulations along the way. This tale of cunning and perseverance showcases the complexities of human nature and the desire to return to loved ones. Meanwhile, Virgil's Aeneid reimagines the story within Roman myth, weaving a narrative that traces the roots of Rome back to the surviving heroes of Troy, specifically focusing on Aeneas and his quest to establish a new homeland. Themes of tragedy, love, betrayal, and resilience that emerged from these epic tales continue to resonate powerfully with audiences across various cultures and eras, illustrating the timeless nature of these human experiences. Was the Trojan War merely a myth spun by ancient storytellers, or could it have been rooted in actual historical events? This question has intrigued historians and archaeologists for centuries. While many experts agree that Homer's epic account in the Iliad was embellished with divine interventions and fantastical details, such as gods taking sides and mythical creatures, there is evidence suggesting that there could be a kernel of truth behind the epic tale. Archaeological discoveries, including the ruins at Hisarlik in modern-day Turkey, suggest that a great city resembling the legendary Troy may have existed, and it may have indeed fallen to war. These ruins, identified by the archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann in the 19th century, reveal layers of a city that was rebuilt multiple times, hinting at a history of conflict and destruction consistent with the narratives of a protracted siege. This blend of myth and possible reality keeps the debate about the Trojan War alive, inviting further exploration into the blurred lines between legend and history. Perhaps we'll never fully separate the truth from the legend when it comes to the Trojan War. The accounts of gods and heroes, epic battles, and cunning strategies have been passed down through generations, blurring the lines between historical fact and myth. Yet the story of the Trojan War continues to captivate us, reminding us of the timeless power of storytelling to convey complex themes of honor, betrayal, and the human condition. As we delve into the tales of Achilles' rage and Helen's beauty, we are drawn into a narrative that transcends time, offering insights into the values and imaginations of ancient civilizations. Behind the clashing swords and intricate military strategies, women played crucial and often underappreciated roles in the Trojan War. Helen of Troy, famously known for her unparalleled beauty, was at the heart of the conflict. Depending on the narrative, she was either a victim of circumstances beyond her control or a willing participant in the legendary tale, ultimately becoming a symbol of both beauty and power, as well as the chaos they could incite. Andromache, the devoted wife of Hector, epitomized the sacrifices women had to endure during wartime. Her story is one of profound loss and resilience, as she tragically lost her husband, her son, and her status, facing the aftermath of war with courage and dignity. Cassandra, the ill-fated prophetess of Troy, was gifted with the ability to see the future, yet cursed to never be believed. Her forewarnings of Troy's impending doom went unheeded, leaving her powerless in the face of inevitable destruction. Her story serves as a poignant reminder of the often dismissed foresight and wisdom of women. These women's voices echo through the ages, revealing the often overlooked cost of war on women's lives, their enduring strength, and the silent power they wielded in a world dominated by men. No tale of the Trojan War would be complete without the meddling gods, whose influence was felt at every turn. From Athena guiding Greek warriors with her wisdom and strategic prowess, to Apollo lending his support to the Trojans with deadly plagues and protection, divine intervention was pivotal throughout the conflict. These gods, with their own agendas and rivalries, didn't just take sides, they actively shaped the fates of soldiers and kings, bending the events to suit their desires. The war often seemed less a mere clash of human armies and more a celestial chess game orchestrated by the whims of these powerful deities. Hera and Aphrodite, too, played significant roles, swaying battles with their enchantments and alliances, further complicating the mortal struggle with divine politics. Beyond the myth, the Trojan War reveals the sophistication of Bronze Age warfare, showcasing strategies and tactics that were advanced for the time. The Greeks, known for their seafaring prowess, employed naval blockades to effectively cut off supplies and starve the city of Troy, demonstrating their understanding of siege warfare. Meanwhile, the Trojans expertly used their formidable fortified walls to withstand the prolonged siege, turning the city's defenses into a significant strategic advantage. The Greek use of the Trojan Horse is perhaps history's earliest recorded tale of deception in war, an ingenious and cunning strategy where Greek soldiers concealed themselves inside a massive wooden horse, which was presented as a gift to the Trojans. Once inside the city, the Greeks emerged from the horse under the cover of darkness, opening the gates for their compatriots and securing their ultimate victory. This tale not only highlights the clever use of subterfuge, but also underscores the importance of psychological warfare in ancient military conflicts. Victory came at a high cost. Odysseus, known for his cunning and resourcefulness, spent 10 harrowing years trying to return to Ithaca, facing mythical creatures and divine obstacles along the way. Agamemnon, the king who led the Greeks to victory, faced betrayal and murder upon his return home, killed by his own wife, Clytemnestra, in a brutal act of vengeance. Even heroes like Achilles, the greatest warrior of his time, met tragic ends on the battlefield, felled by an arrow to his heel. These stories remind us that the spoils of war are rarely triumphant, often leaving scars that linger long after the battles are won. Today, the Trojan War continues to inspire countless interpretations across various forms of media, ranging from Hollywood blockbusters that captivate audiences with epic battles and dramatic storytelling, to operas that infuse the narrative with rich musical compositions, and novels that delve deeply into the complexities of its characters. Whether viewed as a cautionary tale, warning against the perils of pride and hubris, or as a celebration of heroism and the indomitable human spirit, the story remains a timeless mirror, reflecting humanity's greatest virtues and flaws. Through these retellings, the Trojan War persists in its ability to connect with audiences, offering insights into courage, betrayal, love, and the tragic consequences of war. What do you think? Was the Trojan War just a clever myth, or is there truth buried beneath the ruins? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more captivating untold stories from history.